Hey folks, Sid Smith here with Daily Hypervisor, and in this video we are going to set up Firefly. To do that, we're going to head on over to firefly.ai and we're going to go ahead and click on Get Started. Once we do that, it's going to bring open the sign up page, and you can sign up with Google or GitHub, but I'm going to use email. And once I put in my email address and set up a password, I'm going to go ahead and click on Sign Up. It's actually going to go ahead and send me an email that I'm going to have to verify. So I'm going to go ahead and verify that, and we'll come right back once that is done. Okay, so once it's been confirmed, we can come back here and go ahead and say log in. Once I'm signed in, I'm presented with the welcome to Firefly video. I'm not going to play it now, but I do recommend watching it. And I'm going to go ahead and say continue. And here it's bringing me to a place where I can connect my data sources. So your cloud providers, your Kubernetes and SaaS applications that you might want to connect, they're all data sources to Firefly. And Firefly collects all of its data using read-only permissions. So right now I want to go ahead and connect AWS data source. And I'm going to choose CloudFormations just because I don't want to have to go and authenticate for my Terraform to work right now. So what we want to do is put in our AWS account ID, and I've already gone ahead and copied mine. I'm going to just paste it right in here. And now we want to choose a couple of things, and it's already chosen for us by default, but I'm going to go ahead and explain them anyway. One is event driven. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow Firefly to subscribe to the CloudTrail events in AWS so that Firefly gets notified of different things that occur, such as changes or modifications to resources. And then we can determine what region we want to enable the CloudTrail subscriptions in. And by default, all regions are selected. I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. And then this toggle down here, enable IAC auto discovery. That one is basically gives Firefly the ability to list out files in your S3 bucket that have TF state as a file extension so that it can determine if there is any state files in that bucket, and if there is, allows it to go ahead and have read permission into those state files to inspect those state files to see what resources are managed by them and so forth. So we're going to leave that checked as well, because we want it to automatically find any state files that are out in any S3 buckets in the environment. So we're going to go ahead and say launch stack. It's going to bring me over to AWS, select the box and select create stack. And now it's going ahead and create in progress. If I refresh, you can see all the things that are occurring. So now if I jump back over to Firefly, once the stack creation is completed, this will move us on. Here we go. We can give it a nickname. I'm going to call it staging. And I'm not going to mark it as production. What this does is on the Firefly dashboard, if it's a production environment, you can flag it here. And if it's non, you don't flag it. And then you can view all resources or only resources that were flagged production on the dashboard in Firefly. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and say next and done. Now, I could go ahead and connect up some additional data sources. For right now, I'm just going to do the AWS. It's now asking me where I want to get my infrastructure as code, state files, and so forth from. Since I already toggled the look in the S3 bucket, that's already set to auto discover for both Terraform and CloudFormation. And that's all I need for now, so I'm going to leave that alone. Now we can connect our version control system. I have a GitHub repo. I'm going to go ahead and connect. And right up here, if we want it, we have to install the Firefly GitHub app in GitHub. So I'm going to select this, choose install, and continue. Install. And now I'm going to be redirected back to Firefly. Now I can give it a name. And I'm going to go ahead and say next. And success. Great. So I'm going to go ahead and say done. Now I can connect if I want to a form of notification. Connect Slack, Teams, call out to a webhook. We'll discuss this one in a lot more detail. And other tools as well, including Google Chat. It also supports email notifications, which you don't have to do any connection for, but we're not going to connect any of those right now. We're going to say take me in. Here we can see it's already started scanning. It's found 220 assets. So far of those, 100% are codified. It looks like it found some cloud formations in Terraform, and it's still got some scanning to do, but that's pretty good so far. So let's go look at the inventory. Gives us a little description of what's going on. We're going to go ahead and close that here. So a couple of things to point out. When you first connect this, it is going to take Firefly a little while to scan your environment. You'll see some information coming in right away, but it's going to take some time for all of it to get up to date. You'll notice here where it has the dashed marks around unmanaged. If I hover over it, it says that Firefly is scanning this asset to determine its IAC status. So it's still discovering, still scanning. But it has found some resources already. If I look at IAC Explorer, it's already looked at some state files. It's examining one right now. So it's starting to do its thing. This is a very small test environment of mine. We're going to deploy some more resources in. But for now, we're going to go ahead and let Firefly do its thing, and we'll come back and check on it in the next video.